Hello. Today I'm going to talk about how to make a slipcover for the back of a Windsor chair. A slipcover on a Windsor chair adds softness to the chair and can help it transition from one design style to another. It offers an excellent platform for reinforcing a color or fabric pattern in a design scheme, or for introducing a new one in a changing decor. Because chairs differ in size and shape, a custom-made cover will offer the best fit, and an intermediate-level home sewer can attempt this task with confidence by following a slipcover maker's method. Instructions. Things you'll need: fabric, tape measure, scissors, straight pins, painter's tape, sewing machine. Seam closure method. 1. Measure the width of the chair from one outside edge to the other, across the surface of the front side of the chair back at the widest part. Measure the length as from the top edge to the seat surface. 2. Add 1 1/2 inches to each of these measurements and cut a rectangle of fabric for the front of the slipcover. 3. Divide the width measurement of the chair at the widest part in half, add 1 1/2 inches and cut 2 pieces of fabric to this width for the chair back pieces, the length equal to the length used for the front fabric. 4. Align the two slipcover backs together and sew for 2 inches down the center back from the top of the fabric piece toward the bottom, using a 3/4 inch seam allowance. 5. Press this seam open, then press it to one side. Pin the remainder of the seam closed. Insert the pins parallel to the seam allowance and the point of the pin oriented to the sewn seam. 6. Match the front and back slipcover pieces, right sides together. Pin them together 3/4 inch from the raw edges, across the top and down each side. Insert the pins parallel to the raw edges. 7. Slip the cover over the back of the chair. 8. Cut 6 strips of painter's tape, 10 inches long, and loosely tape the slipcover fabric in place. Place the tape perpendicular to the rungs of the chair and extending onto the chair seat on the seat side, and around the seat to the bottom on the back side. 9. Insert pins into the 2 layers of fabric around the perimeter of the chair back, creating the stitching line. Place the pins parallel to, and snug against, the edge of the chair. Do not pull the fabric tight across the front side, it must be left loose enough to fill the concave curve of the front side of the chair back. Remove the first pins from the outer edge of the fabric, these are the pins initially holding the 2 pieces in place. 10. Remove the painter's tape. 11. Remove pins in the center back seam, starting at the chair seat, until you can easily slip the cover off the chair. 12. Sew around the perimeter of the seat back, following the pins for the seam line. Remove each pin as you approach it and sew exactly where the pin was inserted. 13. Trim the seam allowance to 1/2 inch. 14. Continue sewing the center back seam down to the point where you removed the pins. 15. Insert a closure method for the remainder of the center back seam. Choose a zipper, hook and loop tape, buttons and buttonholes or snaps, whichever is within your sewing skills and fits the design of your slipcover. 16. Turn the bottom edge of the slipcover 3/4 inch and sew in place, creating the bottom hem. 17. Turn the slipcover right side out and press to complete the project. Tips and warnings. Insert self-covered piping, decorative trim or a ruffle in the outside edge seam of the cover for additional design detail. Pre-wash and dry the fabric to prevent shrinkage. The difficulty here is in working with patterns and working with material on the wrong side of the material. And of course, any time you are working with pins and needles, there is always the possibility of a finger puncture. Be careful. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.